Hi everyone, welcome to this reading. So I have my crystal ball off to the side. I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different. And if you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do if it doesn't resonate with you. If you're forcing the story to fit, arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So channel members, you have a collective message that posted today, so definitely check that out. And if you're interested in channel memberships, that link will be in the description box below. So let's go ahead and get started. Taking a step aside. And allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. Okay. We have the Fairy of Naughtiness. And the Blessing. Someone here is resisting something interesting. We're like almost stubbornly resisting it. It's like there's an aspect of us that is so uncomfortable with the very thing that we want that we're resisting it in some way, for whoever this message is for. Okay. It's because it's coming at a time that we didn't really expect it to come. We have the oh no showing up. Okay. And that's okay. Wow. All right. So whoever this message is for, we currently have something that's taking place. And on one hand, we think it's everything that we want. And on the other hand, we're worried that we're going to find something out, right? The center theme here is the oh no. I'm going to show you all these cards. We have the Fairy of Naughtiness first. So this for me is like, oh no, I'm not going to do this, or, you know, just being kind of naughty. I don't really take, well, I don't even really take it as naughtiness. This is just kind of like that trickster energy, right? There's something here that's a little tricky. And then what it's about is this. It's this card called the Blessing here. The center card is oh no, so it's like something unexpected, something a little surprising. And then the two cards showing up are following that, or the Shapeshifter, the Hidden One. But what's highlighting this is the bottom card, which is called the Paradox, right? There may be something that has recently entered our life that is exactly what it is that we've been looking for. The problem is that we seem to be getting in our own way a little bit here, or having a little bit of this internal like pushing away energy, because we're worried that things aren't necessarily how it appears. This is the paradox. Are you right or are you not right about that, right? What is it? There's something going on here that feels a little bit complicated. Because of this energy, someone here, you may be about to leave the very thing that you called in. Right here with the leaving. There seems to be a lot of questions surrounding this situation. Again, it seems a little complicated here, and it's being shown by the Prince of Shadows. When we talk about the Prince of Shadows, what we're talking about is something being a repetition of the past. I'm not going to label this down or categorize this reading as being about any one particular thing. I actually think this is going to be very different for everybody. But this is a very complex situation that we seem to be trying to juggle here. On one hand, one of the things that we seem to be juggling is we may be trying to stay open to the dreams, right? Our possibilities, the things that we are thinking about. Someone may even be actively trying to manifest something currently that this was representing at some point. Maybe we had an understanding at some point that this represented this. But now what we seem to be doing is we seem to be looking behind us, and we're like, oh, okay, there might be something that I'm not seeing. What we seem to be worried that we're not seeing is this, the thief, that somebody might be trying to waste our time, right? That somebody's just actually wasting our time, and it's being shown as the remembrance, right? So this is essentially our past pattern. Our past pattern may be to invest in things. I said somebody with the thief. It doesn't have to be a somebody. It can be a thing. Okay, let's see. I actually don't feel that that was important that I said that. Okay, so and this is what we're going for here, is we're going for something new. We're going for something new. Queen of Laughter underneath that with the Star Fairy, and then the Magician. Okay, wow. So someone here has come to a place inside of their path where you've done a significant amount of healing, and now you have a situation on your hands that you have actually called in, whether you realize it or not. I do think most of you realized it. And the question becomes, is this the thing that I wanted, or is it not really what I wanted? Is it a repetition of what I keep calling in? So someone here is in a place in their journey where up until now, we may have started to understand that our thoughts become things, right? That our thoughts have a huge part to play in our path moving forward. Someone here is being kind of urged through this situation to step into their self-sovereignty and to use their thinking and their emotions and their beliefs in order to create this situation to be what it is that they want it to be, right? Rather than trusting that it's going to be the same thing. Because there's this thing that happens, and this is the paradox. When we approach a new situation with the fear that it may be the same thing, we inadvertently cause it to be the same thing through small decisions, through the way that we interact in our communications, through little microaggressions that maybe we don't even realize that we're engaging in, right? The way that we hold back, the way that we don't necessarily openly share, the way that we might react to a particular situation. Someone here, you are being guided to kind of see this as a blank slate, see it as something new, something that you can actually believe in, and not wonder what if about the whole thing. It's about lightening up. And as you do that inside the situation, one thing that you're going to notice is that you're actually creating a completely different story for yourself. There's a time in our healing journey where we have to allow the past to be the past, right? So whoever this message is for, you've done the healing work on this. It's natural to be concerned, right? It's natural to think, wow, is this still going to be the same thing? This is that last little nudge that someone has to take in order to change their story and to really understand that they are kind of the person by which this pattern is rooted in, right? We attract things that represent what we are, not what we want. And so whatever it is that we're afraid of still occurring, have we grown out of that? Have we grown out of the energy that engages in it, that reflects it, that partakes in it? Someone here, this is actually a very beautiful reading, because this is where we are allowing ourselves to flip into a new story. Whether or not you make the choice to actually do that, that really is the question. Are you able to leave this story behind and enter a new story, or will you always enter a new story and look backwards? So someone here, you're being asked not to look backwards. Some of you may find that what your pattern was in the past is always thinking that something is going to be different and going full force into it, and then only to realize then that something is the same. So you're being asked to have discernment in that case. So this is going to be a little different for everybody, right? Depending on what it is that you're learning inside of your life. We have the Seven of Swords, the Four of Swords, and then the Tower. We have the Chariot, the Hermit, the King of Cups. So I'm reading them this way. The Seven of Swords to the Chariot. So this is about our path being one of self-sabotage in the past. Currently, the energy that I'm seeing is that we're in the Hermit to the Four of Swords, really having taken a time out to try to heal those patterns, to try and heal beliefs and ideas and thoughts that we had. What's coming up here in the future, we have the King of Cups into the Tower. Now that's interesting because it can go both ways. Are our emotions about to create a tower moment, or is something that is very beautiful and represented by this King of Cups about to come in? That choice still remains to be seen, because that is our choice, right? That's the interesting thing about the Tower. Often the Tower hinges upon our choices. Not all the time, but mostly. It's because we don't pay attention to the red flags, or we don't let go when we need to let go, or we're too busy trying to control things, right? There is this element here that something is on fire with this tower. So there may be this sort of ignition of passion or inspiration or insight that's coming in, especially from the subconscious spaces, from the psychic spaces. This is trying to work into your life to allow you to actually let go of this, whatever this is. Oh, I have to pull it because it's upside down here for some reason. We have the 9 of Swords. So this is our anxieties and our fears. So someone here is a little stressed about this. We may even feel a little trapped right now by those fears. And we are trying to heal that. Someone is actually understanding this and they're trying to heal that. We have the 4 of Pentacles. They're understanding that this is something that's kind of lodged in there that they're trying to free themselves from. And then we're trying to move into this energy of the Empress, someone that creates abundantly inside of their life, right? Releasing this energy of this sort of, really this like victim-y sort of energy, right? This is a way that we cripple ourselves. It's crippling. And moving into this energy of expansion here. What we have here is we have Venus, and then we have that heart space, this ability to give and receive. And then we're also seeing this sort of goddess crown on top of her head, right? As she's surrounded by these fields of wheat. So there's, I'm going to put it this way. This situation that's going on, if you resonate with this situation, this is actually a really good situation because this is where we transform ourselves. It's in situations like this where we come to a crossroads where we really alchemize and have the potential and opportunity to alchemize information about ourselves that we can't see otherwise. Sometimes there's things inside of us that are so deeply buried and so lodged in there that it takes situations like this that are a little confusing, a little complicated, mostly because we make it that way. You know, I'm not talking about a situation that is externally complicated. I'm talking about a situation that's internally complicated. And so if you're looking at a situation that is actually externally complicated and you're seeing signs of this isn't your reading. There's this energy that inside the emotional spaces, and we're doing some deep searching there to see what it is that's lodged in. There seems to be some sort of anxiety that comes up every time either there is a communication or every time there's a little space or every time we start to plan ahead just a little bit. There seems to be some kind of anxiety that comes up. And this is really trying to highlight some place that we're able to move forward, right? It's a place here where we don't necessarily have a balance within ourselves. And so this is a time of great healing that can take place, especially if we don't just follow this energy of the past, if we allow ourselves to step into this future and to use those uncomfortable spaces to really figure out what's going on. Eyes are really standing out to me right now. So we have the eyes on the remembrance, we have the eyes on the shapeshifter, the eyes on oh no, the eyes on the thief, the eyes on the big behind. I love that card, by the way. Here, check it out, the big behind. But all these eyes are really telling me that there's something about perception, the way that we see things, the way that we see something, someone, some event. There's matter of perception. A matter of perception. And that perception may be what's shifting. For some of you, I want to say that that really is a perception of yourself, your beliefs about yourself. What new beliefs are you stepping into? Okay. We have beauty. Okay. We have running. And then we have better off, happiness, clear-headed space. Again, perspective coming through. Okay, some of you, I'm going to say this just because it does show up on the bottom and because we do have another heart over here, 2 hearts showing up, so I have to say it. For some of you, this might be about love, or it might be about some sort of connection like that. It might be about friends, right? Something having to do with the heart space. Here what we have is we have this beauty with this butterfly. Also, if you remember, 2 of your symbols from the beginning of that showed up here with the butterfly and then the electrical lines on the pole there in the background. So, the only thing that didn't show up is that bird. So what I see here is I see that there may be an inability to trust things, right? With this beauty card showing up, whatever this situation is, it feels like there's a lot of kind-heartedness taking place. There's maybe even something that looks really good on the surface, right? So whatever the situation is, this is some place where we could grow in some way. And obviously with this reading, this is a chance to grow in some way. But we may have a habit of running is showing up next to the Seven of Swords and the Chariot is underneath that. We may have a habit of running away. We may not have recognized that before. We may feel that we're always people that invest all the way, and someone here may be realizing that no, you might actually be the person that runs. We don't perceive it that way, maybe because we've been abandoned a lot in the past. If this is about a person, or if it's about a job, maybe we're the ones that have gotten laid off or fired a lot. But somebody here is recognizing that what they've actually been unable to see is that they have their own ways of being the runner, whether that's emotionally closing off, going quiet, being a runner from jobs that you really enjoy. For example, showing up late all the time or calling off all the time. There's something like that, right? So again, this isn't relationship specific. This can be about anything. It can be anything that requires a giving and receiving and an equal balance between two things. There is a lot of energy that's taking place that is causing this sort of shutdown or running, and it's all in that mental space with the electrical wires being in the sky, right? And someone here is starting to see that, or they're starting to understand some sort of way that they may actually initiate tower moments inside of their life. And that's because they're coming into a new perspective. Again, with all those eyes, there's a new perspective. We're seeing this for the first time. Right? We're seeing this aspect of self for the first time. This is something that we're coming to the conclusion, in retrospect, has been the one that has been hidden and has actually robbed us of our time. Not the other people, not the jobs, not the, whatever the situation is, the friends. We may be seeing that we've had a hand to play in this. Whoever this message is for, this is serious growth. It's, whenever we're able to take responsibility for the patterns that are occurring inside of our life, we're growing and we're maturing in ways that, other people sometimes never do. I can see that even down here with the King of Cups. The King of Cups is extremely emotionally mature. So whoever this message is for, this is like a crossroads, and we're trying to choose which direction to take in our emotional maturity and our spiritual maturity going forward into the future. So this is big. This is huge. This is a big moment for somebody. I almost feel that there's something very different about to occur for someone in their life, and it hinges on this Empress card. So some of you may want to, if this resonates for you, might want to study the Empress card, study the symbology of it, what goddess this actually represents, go back into mythology, look into mythology. There's something there for somebody. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave this here. So if this resonates for you, please hit that like button. And until next time.